Welcome. Today we'll be looking into the Fred API and how you can use Python to access all of the data available in the Fred database. So let's look into this. Let's see first what is the Fred database. So Fred is the Federal Reserve Economic Database, hosted and provided by the St. Louis Federal Reserve. As you can see here, it has access to quite a bit of financial economic data, and we can access all this data using Python as well, which is what we'll be looking into today. So if you go into our GitHub over here, we could get your repository, and you could download these files that we'll be looking into and how to use them to access this data. So within Python, really all you're going to need is first your API key. So back in the Federal Reserve website, you see up here, My Account. Once you go there and you follow the instructions to create your account, you can go and ask for your own developer API key, which you will need to make these requests, as you'll see here. So once you have that and you have these files, you can use these 4 functions here to be able to request and get all the data from the API. So as you see, you have these different categories here, which are the same ones that you'd see in the website, which these categories lead you to the different data series, which is what you'd see under here. And within all of these data series, they have these sub-series. And so as you'll see, and then from here you could pick and you could get the data there. So that's essentially what the same thing that the functions do here, but within Python. So you get your category, which comes from these. They will give you the list of the sub-series. Then you could go through the sub-series to get different data points, and then you could get the observations there. Some of the series have sub-series within them, which you could also get, so that's what this other function is for. Then you could pretty much just use these functions to start getting the data that you'd want to look at. So you see, using the API key and the functions, you can go and get all the data that you'd want to look at. So for example, here we have the civilian labor force as far back as 2000. So use this API as you will. It's available and it's free. With these 4 functions, it's very easy to use. They do have other libraries available in the Fred API, especially for Python. They have quite a few, but honestly, you don't really need a library. These 4 functions do the work. So you're welcome to use them. They're available on the GitHub repository, so you could go there. The link will be available below. Thank you, everyone.